Good morning, guys. It's Victoria here, and as promised, I put together a quick little tutorial training video for you guys for the smart plans on KW Command. Now, in the interest of making this as short and sweet as possible, I'm not going into extreme detail on this, and I do encourage you to reach out to me should you want more one-on-one training. I just wanted to give you guys a quick abbreviated version of the basics of these smart plans. So let's dive in. So on the agenda today, we're going to discuss what is a smart plan and what is the value and mission for them. We're going to go over some do's, don'ts, and etiquette, and also what you put in your smart plans. So what is a smart plan in KW Command? So it's essentially a smart touch system. It's an automated system that sends emails, texts, if you've got your Twilio connected, which I can give you guys another training on that, or a reminder of a task for you to do, and it's considered a touch on your clients in your database. It's also automated as follow-up, so it frees up your time to generate new business. It shows your clients that you're attentive to them and they're your priority. It also keeps you in front of your clients with little to no effort. The value and mission would be essentially time management, effective business practice, and customizable. So smart plans are amazing. I love them. I'm a huge proponent for them. So let's just keep rocking and rolling here, and I'll go into some more detail. So do's and don'ts and etiquette, this is a really big one. So in the do's category, you want to have a strategy for what your actual smart plans are going to be. Who's your audience of that smart plan and what are you going to say? You want to make sure you come from contribution. Be personable and friendly in your messages. Ask insightful questions to learn more about them and their needs. Use data and facts to support anything you claim to be truthful. Keep it educational and valuable. And adapt and make changes as you receive feedback or potentially get a lack of response. On the don't side, make sure you don't spam them. Overwhelmingness will cause them to opt out and they will not see the value in it. Also, don't be too salesperson-y. Definitely just be yourself. As I mentioned, personable and friendly on the left-hand column here of the do's. Don't be rude or sound like you know best. Don't be too aggressive. Some people can really take messages out of context. You're not on the phone. You can't read the inflection and cadence in someone's voice. So it's really important that you are careful in what you say in your messages and how you essentially put forth this information. Also, don't tell them any personal information. So this is kind of a big one where you don't want to blast someone with, this is how I spent my 4th of July. I had 15 family members. We barbecued sausages and ribs and I had this beer, and like, that's just too much information. If they say, hey, how are you doing? After they respond to one of your automated messages, you can say, I'm doing great. We loved our 4th of July, or we had a great holiday. You know, how are you doing? Don't go too into deep depth about your personal information. Make sure you're keeping this professional because you want them to see value in you as a business person. And then also final but not least here is discuss commissions. I always encourage commissions should be discussed in person if possible, or virtually through Zoom or FaceTime or Google Duo or on the telephone. Again, reading people's inflection and cadence and how they speak, and also just being able to read the vibe voice to voice is so much more beneficial to you as an agent, because you will be able to essentially negotiate stronger in conversation with them if you are not talking about commissions through text and email. Okay, moving on. So what do you put in your smart plan? So again, coming from a place of contribution here. So I've kind of categorized these into 3 columns. You have educational and informative, making them priority, and inviting them to contact you. So under educational and informative, this is the majority of actually what I use my smart plans for. I mostly am going to give them information and educate them. So I outline what they can expect during our transaction together. I set the expectations for both sides. I share definitions with them. I prepare them for what escrow is, and I try to answer their questions before they ask. Also, I make them my priority. So I stay connected with them because it shows them that I care. So every single time an automated smart plan is touching on them, it does seem like it's coming from me organically, that I picked up my phone and I emailed or texted them. So it's definitely showing them that I care and they're on my mind. And then also it's asking how their home search is going and what are their plans if they're selling, being in front of them so they feel that you're approachable for help and questions. And then finally here, inviting them to contact you. So most of your messages should conclude where they're inviting them to call you back or text you back. It also should feel organic. Like I said, it should be as if you did just pick up the phone and call or text or email them. And then also your goal here is to create that dialogue. So you want them to respond. So you're making sure that you're prompting them to respond to that, whether it's a question or call me back or text me. You want to open that dialogue with them. And then occasionally asking for referrals. So those are the 3 categories that I'd put sort of what the actual content of my smart plans are. So that was pretty much in a nutshell. I'm going to jump into KW Command now and show you exactly what this looks like. Okay, so now I'm in KW Command. I've also pulled up my Buyer's Hot drip campaign. I have these all my drip campaigns are all in Word format so that number one, I can share them with you or anyone at any time, and also so that I can edit them and keep a master sheet of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my smart plans on the right-hand side while keeping open my Word document here on the left. So I'm just going to show you guys what my Buyer's Hot drip campaign looks like and how I actually created it. Now, keeping in mind, you can see here I have 23 contacts on my Buyer Hot campaign. I am not able to make edits while it's active. So making sure that when you create these, make sure it's perfect, make sure they're totally done the way you want them. Until they expire from the contacts you've assigned them to, you cannot make revisions. Okay, let's go ahead and edit this. So I'm just going to show you, it's already going to be done, but I'm going to show you how I did it, and we'll just go from here. So when you get started, the first thing you're actually going to see on your screen are all these options at the bottom. I'm going to show you. It's all these options. So there's a new action where you can select call, call is telling yourself to call them, email, text, there's a couple other options. So you're going to start with what your first action is. What I typically do is I set a delay. So the very first thing that I've done here is I've delayed this by 2 days. If I'm speaking to someone who is a hot buyer, I've probably just gotten off the phone with them, maybe we're texting, and I think, okay, this drip campaign fits them really well. Well, if we've just had organic communication, I want to start them on this, but not be too overwhelming. So I'm going to go ahead and let 2 days go by before they get their very first touch from me on this campaign. So the first action you're going to do is set a delay and make that 2 days. The second action I've created here is an email. And as you can see, I'm following along with my Word document. I've got delay 2 days over here. Day 3, which shows you here, is now an email. So the cool thing about this is you can go ahead and add a subject line here. This is just like any other email. And one feature I love about this is see how it says contact first name here? This is great. So the way that you drop this in, I'm literally going to do it right now. I'm going to delete this and I'm going to show you. This little F is a field that you can merge and it automatically grabs the information from your database. So if I click on this little drop-down menu, you can see all the information that I can automatically embed into this message. So the first name is right here, contact first name, and I'm going to drop that in. Now, one thing that I've been paying attention to in doing this is sometimes there are a few errors where there's extra spaces or gaps. So what I've actually noticed here is there's an extra space here. I'm going to take that away because I want to show that I've paid attention to detail and that I'm punctual. My punctuation grammar is all correct. So I've taken away that extra space. I also think there's a space in front of this. Yes, there was. So just paying attention to detail, it really does show that you've taken the time. I'm also going to drop a comma right there. So it says, hey, so-and-so, comma, are you ready to start shopping for your perfect home? So this is my very first action here. Okay, now if I, since I did make this edit, I actually would want to say save, but it's going to tell me this is an active drip campaign, so I can't save it. Oh, I guess it's saved. Well, that was lucky. Perfect, it did save. Okay, so let's see. So this is my very first touch here, which is day 3, and it's an email. When I scroll down, I'm going to see that on day 3, I also opted to send a text message. So here's what a text message looks like. So I've added a text message. I've again dropped in their name here. And you'll notice that text messages allow 480 characters, whereas an email allows 2,000. So text messages are going to be an abbreviated version if you're sending the same message. So I did mention here, are you ready to start shopping for your perfect home? And I have a little bit more detail in my email, but with my text, I went ahead and just kind of shortened it and put in what I could up to that 480 characters. I've now set another delay. So the day 3, I've sent them an email and a text. Now I've set another delay for 2 more days. So 2 more days are going to go by, then they're going to get another email from me. It's going to be subject line, are you receiving property alerts from me? Okay. And I've just said in my message to them, hey, contact first name, are you receiving your property alerts from me? Okay. Have any homes sparked your interest? Don't forget, I can open any door for you. So going back into my PowerPoint here, I'm just going to explain where, see how I've asked a question, showed them my value, and tried to generate that dialogue with them. So then I've set another delay of 3 days. And I've gone ahead and sent a text message this time. This time I just say, Victoria here checking in. Have you applied with my local lender yet? Click this link below to be taken straight to his website and start your application. And then I did just put in here, if you've already applied, what's the status of your application? So just in case, let's say that the first time I contact someone or they contact me and they're a hot buyer, let's say I've gone through all these motions like day one. Maybe I've gotten them over to my lender and they're already submitting an application, most likely getting pre-approved within 24 to 48 hours. This is now day 8. So I always want to make sure that whoever the audience is here, that it can make sense. I don't want to confuse people or make them feel like, wait a minute, we already did this, what's going on? And I let my clients know, I do have a little subscription I sign you up with, so it's going to be generating a few messages to you. I share with them my Twilio number so they can have 2 phone numbers for me so they don't get confused. And I just say, it's going to be really informative. It goes over definitions, information about escrow, kind of our process together, expectations. And if you see any messages that confuse you, just reach out and let me know. And sometimes this works kind of almost in a funny way where if they're like, hey, yeah, we already kind of went through this status of my application, you kind of already know, maybe they respond and say, hey, yeah, you have my pre-qualification letter from Todd, right? And I'm like, yep, got it. Thank you so much. And it's just another way to open that dialogue. I also noticed with text messages, I started sending these to myself before I had these go live with real clients. And I noticed that the text messages were so dry when I didn't say, Victoria here, checking in. It was kind of weird just to be like, hey, do you know what an EMD is? Do you know what escrow means? So I've gone ahead and just added this Victoria here checking in part in the beginning because it feels a lot more organic and just a little bit easier to grab your phone, get a text message and go, oh yeah, it's Victoria. Okay, she's just trying to give me some information or ask me a question. Then I've set another delay of 5 days, another email here, 4 reasons why now is the right time to buy. I'm missing an S right here. Maybe it'll let me save. Normally it doesn't if it's active, but maybe they changed some stuff. No, see, you cannot update a smart plan with contacts actively subscribed. That's weird that it let me the first time. So one thing that I'm going to tell you really quick as a sidebar for this is things are constantly changing with the smart plans on KW Command. They do have restrictions and obstacles that I have found recently. So things are constantly changing. So just keeping in mind that adaptation and flexibility is a really big part of this. And of course, as I learn things, I'm happy to share them. And as you learn things, you can ask me if I already know and give you more guidance and stuff, but we're all in this together. So just kind of being flexible and adapting as time goes on. So this one, 4 reasons why now is the right time to buy. So again, this is a really informative educational one. This is a little bit more lengthy, a little bit more for them to read, but it all is very accurate information that I can support with data and facts. And it's just giving them a little bit more insight to, why shopping for a house right now with me is a good investment, a good decision, and I'm just there to support them. I've also sent them this in a text message form, so it's abbreviated. And as I'm following along here, you can just see I've kept this in a Word document so that I can always have my master sheet. And I've just gone all the way through. So it's really as simple as that. What I'm going to do really quick for you guys, though, so I've shown you one that's done. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to actually make one. I'm just going to make a dummy one really quick so that you can see it in action. Okay, so let's create this. I'm literally going to create the exact same one. I'm just going to label it random so that it doesn't tell me you already have one that is this, because if it's the same name, it won't let you. Okay, created. So here's what you're going to see. So take the next step. What's your first action? So as I mentioned, I've set this 2-day delay because I don't want to overwhelm someone too quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and create a delay. Set delay. And it's going to be 2 days, and I'm going to say save. My next action is an email. So send an email, boom. My subject line for this one is, oh look, they saved them, that's cool. Are you ready to start shopping? I'm going to go ahead and insert contact first name. I'm going to remove the space in the beginning. Again, just attention to detail. I'm going to add that comma right there, and I'm going to grab this whole message. I'm just going to leave out this part that says contact name. That's just a placeholder to show me what I'm doing. Just any edits you need, take a space away as needed. You can add spaces if you have the character space. I'm just going to make it nice and aesthetically pleasing, like a real email. Boom, just like that, super simple. I've added their first name, copy, pasted, and here you go. Saving this second action. What's the next thing? Okay, we're still on day 3. I'm going to do another action of a text message. So let's do send SMS. My Twilio account is connected. Great. If you need help to do that, please call me. I will walk you through that super easy, super fast. Okay, I'm going to grab all this. This one, I'm going to grab the contact name and just delete it. See, it does insert it sometimes a bit strange where there's like extra spaces and it's kind of weird. So here I'm going to do this. And this is the, I almost forgot where it was. On the text messages, the fields version is on the right, whereas it's at the top for your email. So just letting you know that. Contact first name. Oops. It's kind of glitchy. You always are learning new things with KW Command. Okay, I'm going to walk you through what I just did. I realized that I was really close to the 480 number over here, and I think I hadn't adjusted this before on my Word document. So let me show you. This was a quick, like, organic troubleshooting I can show you. If you're getting close to this number of characters that allows you, you're going to have to take something out of your message to allow the room for it. So that's what I just did. So I just took out a section of my little intro and I just left it as, are you ready to start shopping for your perfect home? Let me first make sure I have you set up on my client portal. The second part of that sentence was, and all your search criteria is accurate. So I just took that part off to make room for it. So kind of, see, this is like a guess and check. I'm learning as I go. Sometimes they're changing things and I obviously hadn't edited that in here. So saving that, and I'm also going to make sure I tell myself that here, because I have a feeling I probably did that before. Okay, so this is kind of just the basics, guys. This is how you get a text message and an email set up. Now, if you did want to create a task or even tell yourself to make a call, it's very simple. You just click and it's just going to prompt you. So in this case, normally what I do in my other drip campaigns, I normally say, make first call. And then whatever, every other time I do another call task or anything like that, I just give it a number. So is it my first time? Is it my second time in this drip campaign? And then normally what I do just to remind myself is I say task description, call, first name, and then I just say at, and I grab their phone number. And then that way it's literally right in front of me. There's no excuses. It's going to pop up as an alert and boom, I have their name, phone number ready to go. Makes it that simple. So that's how I do a call. And then, yeah, like I said, so I just wanted to go into some detail on this. I don't want to take too much time. Want to make sure you guys are understanding this and getting a basic idea. So for those of you that want my drip campaigns, please just let me know. I'm happy to share these with you. I did pay for a couple of these. I've got a couple that I can share with you, and a couple of them I did have someone professionally like go in and make some revisions and generate these ideas. So please let me know if you want these. I'm happy to give them to you. You can customize them to your own information. Some things I do say that you'll notice is I invite them to follow me on social media, and I also share with them my website and my blog. So obviously, just letting you know that would change for your personal information. One final thing I do want to share with you is this. Let's say you send a text and you want them to go to your website. One really cool thing that you can also do is embed a link into this. So let me, actually not in a text, excuse me, let me try this one more time. It's in an email. In a text, you have to type up the whole URL, but in an email, you can embed a link. So for example, if I wanted to embed my link here, my link title here would be website. You could also say blog, you could say Instagram, Facebook. I am embedding, oops, not Gmail.com. I am embedding my website right there, boom. So now when they receive this email, all they have to do is click the website. I've used click here to go to my Instagram business page, click here to go to my Facebook business page, but you can type whatever you want. So this is completely customizable. Whatever you want the link title to be and whatever the target is where it will actually drop them in. Super easy, super fun, really makes you look professional, and it's just a great, almost no effort way to get people to funnel over to your business pages. So, like I said, you guys, just trying to give you as much information in a short amount of time as possible. I really encourage you to set time with me if you want to do a Zoom or in person or even phone call meeting about this. I really would love us all to have our smart plans like dusted off and done and really sparkling clean so that when we do get some leads coming in from our Facebook ads that Amber and I are generating, I am able to send them over to you and you can throw them right on a campaign. It just keeps your business flowing. It keeps your accountability good with us and also staying in front of your clients, but it doesn't take all of that effort and that, headache of kind of what we're all used to. So definitely want you guys to take advantage of this feature. It's amazing. Thank you so much for listening to this whole thing. If you guys have any questions, please let me know and I'll talk to you soon.